Hey guys, Kevin Steinman here, coming at you live from Crypto Daily News. Today is July 5th, episode number 5. I have a few things to talk about today. There is some good and there is some bad, but it really just all depends on how you perceive it at the end of the day. So the first bit of good news here is that, like I said, IBM had recently completed their first live transactions with major banks a couple days ago, and now they actually just launched a 5-year deal with the Australian government worth $740 million. It's actually 1 billion Australian dollars, so quite a bit amount of money there. And according to Harriet Green from Bloomberg, they actually are trying to do this in an effort to make these technologies that both IBM have and utilizing the blockchain more available to people around the world. So you can see that there is a lot of people that both strongly dissuade against blockchain, cryptocurrency, and the industry itself. But then at the same time, there are people like Harriet Green who clearly see the value and see a paperless future. With this deal also comes another deal from the CEO of Huobi, which is the 4th largest cryptocurrency exchange in terms of daily trading volume, and they are actually just launching into Australia today as well. So that's two cool things that are happening as a plus for the crypto space, with people who understand its value, trying to spread it around the world. The deadline for the ban on India's central bank against cryptocurrency actually just hit today. And one thing that's really interesting again is that you have a country like Australia who is going and embracing cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and then we have another country, India in this case, who RBI, the Reserve of India's bank, is basically banning cryptocurrency. And the thing that to me I think is most interesting is that back in April, they announced that they would no longer be able to provide the services to people or businesses that dealt with cryptocurrency, and therefore stating that they plan on banning it. And in today's deadline, they actually are saying that they will no longer allow citizens to buy and sell cryptocurrencies on exchanges, but will instead need to use peer-to-peer networks. The thing that I find most interesting about this, what's going on in India, is that this decision they're making is really putting India at a strategic disadvantage in terms of the current innovation happening around blockchain. And India, being one of the largest countries in the world, I think is in such a great place to where if they do adopt this type of technology, there are so many different innovative uses that can be used not just for their country but for the whole world really. And so Jason Williams is a partner over at Morgan Creek Digital Assets who reflected the same thing. And as the current situation remains, India's rupees has massive exposure to corruption, yet they're trying to ban crypto to keep control over people to use a currency that is clearly corrupted. I don't really see much sense in that, but needless to say, I'm not the government or the president of India, so there's really not much that I can do about that. But the fact remains, there are always going to be people who have different opinions about what is happening in the space and whether or not they think it will be good for their citizens, in this case, the Bank of India. So the last thing I want to talk about is another naysayer. The head of Bank for International Settlements, BIS, continues to have a critical stance on cryptocurrency, saying that it cannot assume the functions of money. And I just think that is so interesting, because here I am thinking to myself that, wait a second, if you can use Bitcoin to order anything you want off of Amazon, pay for subscriptions, buy a car, pay for groceries, even buy a house, I'm trying to think exactly how it's not the same effectiveness, if not more effective, safe and secure than money, because isn't that what money's for? Despite the fact that currently money, US currency for this matter, is not backed by gold anymore. So that's something to think about. But this guy, General Manager Augustine Carson, went on to caution young people against trying to create money, saying that essentially Bitcoin mining and crypto mining was not a good use of technology or their time or an effort that should be applied. But in reality, if you think about what mining is with cryptocurrencies, this is a necessity for cryptocurrency and how the blockchain works together. So I think it's funny how this guy, Augustine Carstens from the Bank of International Settlements here, is saying that Those who have the biggest incentive in the system of these so-called cryptocurrencies are those who produce the assets, the miners. This incentive, however, is not compatible with maximizing the usefulness of money. Well, sure, but how can someone else with current fiat currency go and do the same thing that mining does in terms of qualifying people and verifying things on the blockchain with their computers and computing power the way that blockchain works, unlike the regular banking system where banks are prone to do anything they want with your bank account, and what can you do about it? Nothing. So I think that's kind of comical, that statement, to be honest, but I'll share with you guys another hilarious quote that this guy is saying, and that is this: cryptocurrencies do not fulfill any of the three purposes. Listen carefully. They are neither a good means of payment, nor a good unit of account, nor are they suitable to store value. They fail dramatically on each of these counts. So I'm sitting over here just kind of amused by this whole statement and bit of news myself, because if you think about it again, the argument he's making is not a good means of payment. I mean, I literally just told you guys, and this is true, go to purse.io. I do not have any affiliation with them, but if you want to buy anything on Amazon and save 20%, you can buy it with Bitcoin, and yeah, you basically can use Bitcoin as money. So we knocked that one off. Next thing he says, the price is locked in upon, well, actually, this is in respect to what he's saying about the good unit of account, meaning that Bitcoin, how is it not a good unit of account, and how is cryptocurrency not a good unit of account? Because you can see on a ledger that is visible to everyone exactly how much money is being transferred. I mean, this is the most transparent system in our lifetime. I just think that's the most ridiculous thing I've read today. But the last part, it gets even better, because he said again, nor is it a store of value. So let's just think about this for a second. If it's not a store of value, how is a piece of green paper that is basically only backed by what? Is it backed by Abraham Lincoln? No, he's gone, you guys. I'm sorry, rest in peace, you know, but Abraham Lincoln is gone. This is a dead guy on a green dollar bill or a green piece of paper that is called legal tender, that is backed by nothing, not gold, backed by nothing more than the faith that people have in it. So how is it not a store of value if the dollar currently is basically going through massive like inflation issues and decreasing on a regular basis, whereas Bitcoin, I mean, it costs $6,500 almost. Like right now the current buy price of Bitcoin is $6,600. So it's pretty crazy that people can even like say these types of things, and it really makes me wonder about the people who hired them, about what they know about the industry. But long and behold, there is always going to be the naysayers in industry. As far as my opinion on all these different items I just mentioned, I mean, I think, like I said a couple episodes ago, it's great for the countries, the cities, and the governments that are embracing this technology to see what it can actually do, as opposed to resting on their laurels in fear as a financial institution, trying to dissuade others from using it because they know the implications it will have if they do. So there's multiple ways to go about doing this type of thing. And if you're a bank or a financial institution, hey, I get it, you're afraid, but you don't have to be so afraid that you need to tell people that it's worthless, because clearly this is worth far less than cryptocurrency right now. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you enjoy.
Ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do it? This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of